Jimmy, what are our buzzer options this week, please?
You're a joke, Mazz.
Okay. Can't remember who that was, but
That was me.
One of our callers. Next.
Consistency. Can you give it to me consistently?
Mazz is looking for you to give it to him consistently out there. Next. Okay. That's
What was that?
I had no idea what that was
it
about.
could be anything.
That's an egregious call. How could he miss that, Scal?
Our friend Drew Carter there.
Last one.
Hey, ref, you might want to check your voicemail. You've missed a few calls. Like it, I'm ribbing them, Scal.
Again, our friend Drew Carter there on the call. Hit it, Jimmy.
You're a joke, Mazz.
Okay. Number 10, should the Bucs have gone for 2 last night after scoring that late touchdown in Kansas City?
With Patrick Mahomes on the other side and with a gas defense, yes, they should have gone for it.
Did you see Baker Mayfield's reaction on the coin toss?
No.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
He rolled his eyes like this game's over.
Over.
Yup, and he knew it. You know why? Because Patrick Mahomes is 8-2 in his career in overtime, 6-0 in the regular season. His only 2 losses are Tom Brady, in which he didn't touch the ball, and Joe Burrow, who might be one of the 3 best quarterbacks in the league. Why would you give him the ball back? Why? Why give it? They gave it to him twice at the end of regulation, and then they gave it back to him in overtime, although albeit on the coin toss. Not go for it. You're not going to beat that guy in overtime.
Yeah, unquestionably, because it speaks to my thing about going for 2 in that position, in that if you're the lesser team, and especially if you're on the road playing a better team, you have on the ropes like that, just go for it. Because if it goes to OT, you're probably not going to get the ball. You're going to F it up, and you're going to end up losing the game like they did.
Can I give you one more thing real quick?
Please.
Someone should have asked Mayfield after the game. No one asked him.
Wow.
Ask him the question. Did you want to go for it? And even if he says, hey, that's not my call, get that answer out of him. It's Todd Bowles' call. No one asked him.
But one thing I did want to point out, even if they went for 2 and got it, they still would have lost.
Oh, there was still 20-something seconds left.
Oh, right.
30.
Yeah.
I think there was 37 seconds left. They had all 3 timeouts. I mean, he did it with 13 seconds against the Bills.
And that may be why also. But then again, I don't know. I just wonder if that factored in.
I thought that timeout was stupid by the Bucs with I think that was at
seconds left or whatever it was.
30. Maybe that's the 37 seconds that I'm thinking.
Yeah,
or
take it
30
down to,
seconds.
Take it down to nothing.
Get it down to 20 and then take the timeout and then run your offense.
Next.
That's an egregious call. How could he miss that, Scal?
So we've talked a lot about the Chiefs' undefeated run and challenging you for the undefeated season and all of this. Did you know the Chiefs are now 7 wins short of tying the Patriots' all-time record for consecutive wins, and that's regular season and playoffs combined, 21. The Chiefs are at 14. Here are their next 7 games. Home Denver. I said
win.
Home Denver.
Win.
At Buffalo.
Loss.
At Carolina.
Win.
Home Raiders.
Win.
Home Chargers.
Loss.
I'm with Greg on this. Still lost.
Wow. At Cleveland.
Win.
Home Houston.
Win.
It really doesn't matter. I just wanted to hear you do it. So they're not going to get to 7 in a row, Greg?
They are not. Even though I'm rooting for the content and Patriots fans losing their minds would be fun theater, I don't think they're going to do it. They're either going to lose at Buffalo or against the Chargers. If I had to bet right now, it would be the Chargers game.
At home.
Yep.
So
Harbaugh.
let me-
Harbaugh will do it.
So let me get this straight, Murray. You hate Jim Harbaugh, but he's going to win at Kansas City.
Yeah, because I admitted yesterday they're playing better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make
And
sure.
I hate your Chiefs take, so F you on this too.
just wanna
But they're
make
going to
sure.
lose at Buffalo.
Yeah, just
you
wanna-
watch. I can't wait to. Go Bills.
That's the game. The game of Buffalo's the game.
Next.
Consistency. Can you give it to me consistently?
Number 8. Travis Kelce became the oldest player in NFL history last night, 35 years or older, to catch 14 passes in a game. In his 12 seasons, Kelce has played 167 games with 959 catches and 75 touchdowns. In 11 seasons, Rob Gronkowski played 143 games, that's 24 fewer, 621 catches, 338 fewer, and 92 touchdowns, 17 more. I excluded playoffs for the purpose of this exercise. Either way, is there a case to be made that Kelce, with 3 championships and counting, has had a better career than Gronkowski, who had 4 championships, but really only 3 because he wasn't healthy in 2016?
Yes, there's a case to be made, but I'm not going to make it because I have always used Kelce as a receiver and Gronkowski as a tight end.
The question is there a case to be made?
I didn't ask tight end versus tight end. I'm just saying,
Is there a case to be made?
whatever position they play,
Yes.
has Kelce had a better career than Rob Gronkowski?
There's a case to be made, yes.
Yeah, if you're like a stat-humping loser, but if your eyes work, Gronk is the better tight end. He's the most dominant player to ever play the position.
Tell him.
Okay, so this is why I'm taking out because I don't think anyone really. I mean, sure, people do dispute it. Of course, Rob Gronkowski was a better all-around tight end. Like, I think that's clear. But I sort of dislike the way you're talking about Travis Kelce like he's a bum.
I'm not saying. Don't put words on my mouth. He just beats Gronk in longevity. Like, he's good.
It was just your tone. No, see, there's the tone.
Yeah, the tone is deserved. Don't try to force this like, well, let me give you all these stats and blast them in your face, and you're the idiot if you think Gronk is better, because that's what I hear coming out of your mouth.
Definitely not.
Yes.
I think Kelce deserves a little more respect than he gets.
He's a terrific player.
And he's looked washed a couple of different times
For most of last season.
and he keeps coming back. And he plays his best in big games, like, because you're all so sensitive to the Rob Gronkowski thing. You sort of tend to what I feel like Murray's doing, which is, well, Kelce sucks. Which is like, he deserves some respect, especially what I think he's done in the last several years.
And how many catches did he have in overtime last night? 3?
I don't know
I mean,
what
on
that
that
is.
drive, it was 3 or 4.
I'm telling you, he should be showing you something at this stage of his career. Anyway, next. Taylor Swift or Gisele Bündchen?
In terms of their talent in their field, Taylor Swift in a landslide.
Taylor Swift, but I didn't love her outfit last night.
Taylor Swift, more talent, more money, less of a pain in the ass, not a stupid hippie.
Every single box is checked by Taylor Swift.
Definitely.
More talent. And the one that I'm sort of driving at here is talk about the perfect significant other.
Oh, she's cool.
She's supportive. She doesn't bust his balls. She's not like, they're treating you wrong. Well, why don't they treat you like all that bull crap that Gisele filled Tom Brady's head with. Taylor Swift could do the same thing. You're the star. Why don't they treat you like the star? Why don't they do this for you? Why don't they do that for you? Blah, chirp, 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 blah, 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 blah. Chirp, chirp, chirp in the guy's ear. Fill him with all sorts of bull crap. She doesn't do that. She just puts on a hot outfit. I disagree with you. I liked her outfit. She shows up to the game, has a few drinks, and cheers on her man, and then goes about her business. Like compare the two. Not even close.
I agree.
Next.
Hey, Ref, you might want to check your voicemail. You've missed a few calls. Like it, I'm ribbing them, Scout.
Number 6. Who would be your number one choice to be the next head coach of the New England Patriots?
I want to say Mike Vrabel, but I've changed to Ben Johnson. I want to marry Drake May with an offensive head coach. I don't want to have to deal with offensive coordinators leaving. And I was very impressed how Ben Johnson could have had any job he wanted to last year, but he said, you know what? I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to learn more and be ready for the job when I get it, unlike some people.
I want to say Jim Harbaugh, but I'm going to say Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. And apparently he wanted the Bears job, but because they didn't end up firing that a-hole they're going to end up firing here probably in the next few weeks, he didn't get it, and so he's there. But he wants to work with a young quarterback.
What idiots. Next.
Consistency. Can you give it to me consistently?
Okay, halfway to the NFL, halfway point. First half tool bag. Who's been the biggest tool bag in the NFL over the first half of the season?
Jerry Jones. His team is melting down. He gives asinine comments on the radio, threatens to fire radio people for asking legitimate questions. It's definitely Jerry. It's sort of always Jerry.
I forgot to do this one, but I'm going to go with Jerry Jones. I will second that.
I feel like there's only one answer, and that's that mopey, washed bum Aaron Rodgers.
This is turning the number 5 Aaron Rodgers, Jerry Jones Memorial tool bag question. It's like always one of those two. Those are the two
or Woody Johnson
leading a-holes in the National Football League by far. And the thing that Jones pulled with threatening those guys on the radio was the number one tool bag move. You've reached elite Hall of Fame tool bag status when you've beaten out Aaron Rodgers, but I think Jerry Jones has. Next.
You're a joke, Mazz.
NFL trade deadline. What's the worst trade you can remember in the NFL?
The Deshaun Watson trade. I mean, all the things that went into it. So they gave up first and a fourth, a first and a third, and a first and a fourth. Gave him $$230 million fully guaranteed and jettisoned Baker Mayfield. They would have been better off just keeping Baker and actually drafting, talent.
Russell Wilson deal. The Russell Wilson deal was a disaster, too. What a mess for Denver. They had to move on from him. Like, the whole thing, he gave up all those picks. I think it was 2 firsts, 2 seconds. He sucked. They gave him a crap ton of money. There's a whole list of these, by the way. That he's not the last one either.
So these are the answers, but I kept mine to just a deadline deal, and it happened like 6-7 years ago when the Bills gave up a 3rd and 7th rounder for fat Kelvin Benjamin. You remember him, the wide receiver
Sure.
of the Carolina Panthers? Came out, was a stud, first-round pick, and then he became a Bill and then turned into a fat bum.
Okay, so I think the Herschel Walker trade, or didn't the same thing happen with Ricky Williams?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was a million draft picks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to
They
move
gave
up in
up
the
their
draft
whole
to get him.
draft board.
Was like the whole draft board?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that was to who then? Was that to the Redskins?
Yes, it was.
yes,
It was.
I think that's right.
Okay, so the Saints traded their whole draft board to Washington for Ricky Williams, the whole draft board for a running back.
Yeah, it was Ditka.
Same thing with the Vikings, and even more than their whole draft board plus
Correct.
for a running. And I know it was a different era, but I'm sorry, those two.
Terrible.
Give me a break. Next,
You're a joke, Mazz.
what's the worst Patriot trade of our adult lifetime?
Mohamed Sanu for a second-round pick in 8 games.
Come on, there's been worse than that.
So,
have?
again, if you're talking our adult lifetime, I'm going all the way back to 1990.
When they traded out of the first overall pick in Cortez Kennedy, right?
Yep. They traded out of that pick. I think it was number 3 that Kennedy ended up going, but they traded out of that pick. Kennedy went to the Hall of Fame. They got Chris Singleton and Ray Agnew. It was a complete suck draft. Although Agnew ended up being good with the Giants.
I was like 12 when that happened, and I didn't care. Greg said it. Second rounder for Mohamed Sanu 5 years ago. That was insane.
That was a bad trade.
Honorable mention, second round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo when a team was offering you a first. How about that one? Next,
Consistency. Can you give it to me consistently?
first half MVP.
Lamar Jackson. He's been incredible.
Josh Allen. They had all those changes here. He's playing maybe the best football of his career. Why do people keep ignoring him? The Ravens are 6-3. Buffalo's playing better. Josh Allen's the MVP of the league.
Mahomes, I don't care about the slow start or the touchdown to interception ratio. Here's the number you need to suck on with him, especially after last night. Mahomes on third down, 11 of 13, 126 yards, 10 first downs. He's your MVP.
Next,
That's an egregious call. How could he miss that, Scal?
last one in honor of today. If any NFL head coach should have been president of the United States, who should it have been? Bonus question. What current coach would you most like to see in the job?
Oh, I thought it was all one question. But I went Mike Tomlin. For some reason, I don't know. I feel like Mike Tomlin would be a good president.
My current one is Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, I had Mike Tomlin too.
I want him for the press conference.
Oh, he'd be awesome.
Today, we're discussing health care. He would just lay it out so clearly.
All time for me was John Madden, leader of men, likable, big personality, and now Andy Reid, big, fat, and funny. I'll take that in front of the
So
mic.
all time I
William
had Bill
Howard
Walsh.
All time I went Bill Walsh, too.
I had him, and I did have Andy Reid on my list because he had sort of a Churchillian quality to
Well,
him.
Bill Walsh sort of grandfatherly, friendly. I don't know how he really was, but just in my mind,
Like FDR kind of.
But in intellect and sort of mild-mannered and I don't know. That's how he carried himself. I don't know what he was like really. But no, Mike Tomlin now. Give me the Mike Tomlin press briefing there
Awesome.
in D.C.
It'd be awesome.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.